What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to EU4 as nobody. We're not playing as anyone. We are watching this time around. Nearly got it wrong. There we go. We are watching as the AI battles it out. We started in the Spanish Secession scenario. Start date. It's called the War of the Spanish Secession. I think I didn't really get what was going on with the scenario. I don't know if anyone else has a better understanding, but if not, it doesn't matter. It was just a cool date to start on with a cool looking map. And yeah, I mean, no one seceded, and it said the description said something about Spain and France. Now, France was not even in the war. That said, France is going to have something big at some point because they don't have an heir, but their current empress is 32, so maybe she has the time. I don't know, but obviously she might die. That is 1700s. I don't know, 50s is probably pushing it. So sooner or later they will need to have an heir, or something big could happen. But then again, look at who they're allied to and in royal marriages with. I don't think any of these guys are holding their own with a personal union over France. We'll see. But obviously it depends if Spain, England, Austria, what they allow to happen. Now we have some big wars going on at the moment. Let's bring those up. And just a quick heads up while I'll quickly explain it. Just a longer episode today because there's not going to be one of the episodes from the... I haven't got a replacement series for the Mayan series just ready today because I've got an exam. My last one is today. So from tomorrow I should be able to get one up to replace it, or if not, it'll be one more day. But yeah, there's just gonna be 20 minutes instead. So like the 15-minute video that's missed, I'm just splitting the 5 minutes between the other three, as usual. Russia v the Ottomans is still ongoing, not looking good for Russia, and that is the main one. Portugal, obviously, there's still Portuguese Brazil and Rio de Prata trying to get their freedom. Spain against Salish, which is somewhere in the Americas, and Comanche v Shoshone. So those are our big wars. Austria actually just got separate peace as I said that. I was like, yeah, I was getting confused then. I was like, I swear there's more than this. But no, obviously Austria just got separate peace. And I would guess had their alliance with Russia broken? Nope, they've kept that and England and about... Yeah, they have 8. Pretty similar to what I had when I just played as Austria. Although my Austria was certainly not big in this. It looks like Austria's military is dead, which is a concern. Oh no, there it is. Okay. But they do have some pretender rebels. Those are Bavaria's peasants, so they're all right on that front. But yeah, Russia was certainly turning the tide. They were pulling it back against the Ottomans, but now with the loss of Austria, I don't know how it works out. It probably is in the Ottomans' favour, but that does depend what all of the Ottoman sort of vassals and things are up to. But yeah, I would guess the Ottomans will probably win now. But it probably won't be... You won't notice much from the peace deal. Like, we'd probably have to be watching to actually notice what happens. Maybe 1 or 2 provinces. Obviously in EU4... all the changes are very slow. There's also thunder outside. There's not been any lightning yet. Or I assume there has somewhere else, but not near my house yet. Big if on that one. If the whole video just crashes, I mean, I wouldn't upload it probably, but you know, there you go. If there's like a cut or something, you'll know that we got hit by lightning in the time being. I don't know. Pretty cool. Thunder. These rebels from the Mamluks starting to do some damage, and now there's some Ardalan separatists. They're certainly going to distract the Ottomans, who are still very committed to that other war. The Mughals took so much off Persia. That is brutal. Oman, separatists. It'd be cool if Oman got some more independence, I guess. I mean, Oman's already here, but some more would be great. This is a 50 stack of separatists. I mean, at this point, they must be pretty close. We might see the Mamluks just pop out if the Ottomans don't deal with this. Probably unlikely, but I'm sure they'll get it done, but it would be kind of cool. And again, I don't think the Mamluks would live that long. And yet, there's now a peace deal. The Ottomans, as I said, 2 provinces. These 2, I think, just changed hands, and maybe this one as well. But for the most part, nothing huge. The Ottomans take a little bit off Russia, but nothing crazy. I think Russia probably are stronger when they have Austria alongside them. It was just obviously Russia took too long to get over here from the east, and then by that time, it was a bit too late. Portugal did have a revolution, of course, but they just became sort of a voting democracy. Grand Princedom here, a republic, is a state that is ruled by its citizens. Power is not inherited, but instead elected. Yeah, there you go. So it's elected. Sweden is a Sakerstinget. Great. Of course, that was the one that I picked. The one day I picked to read these government types out. That's what it is. A republic is a state ruled by its citizens. Okay, so that part's the same. But yeah, it is also a republic in Sweden. Their leaders look a little bit better, which is pretty cool. But yeah, revolutionary Sweden, of course, which is pretty cool. I don't know if they have some unique ideas or anything. That's pretty sweet, and they're allied to England and Prussia, which is great. Commonwealth, what are you up to? You are protected by Russia. That'd be a scary alliance if those two became allied to each other. Oh, the Ottomans they're currently integrating Tunis and Algiers at the same time, so that is a lot of this territory right next to Spain as well. That'll be quite exciting when it's completed. See what it leads to, because Spain have not really done much. They've been very focused on tribes across the world. They're currently fighting someone down here, Aceh here, and they did just take out someone, I would guess, in Spain. In North America. I don't know where they are, so I'm guessing they killed them entirely. If I can't see them, looks like the Comanche killed the Shoshone. The Sioux are still here, one of the last remaining big tribes that those of you who also watch my Civ 5 videos will be familiar with. The Cree was here, but they seem to have gone. Oh, the Cree's still here. Other ones I've heard, the Sioux we've definitely heard of. They're pretty common. I think I used a modded Blackfoot in my Civ 5 North America, or my what was it called? Just the Native American game. The Iroquois as well. Pretty familiar. Cherokee? I feel like I've heard of the Cherokee before. And I think I've heard of the Cayenne here as well before, but I haven't heard of some of these other ones outside of EU4, I guess. Osage, Caddo, Lipan, Wichita, Mescalero. Yeah, I haven't really heard of these. Oh, Apache. I've heard of them. No, I haven't heard of the Yogurts, or the Yokuts, I think it is. Yeah, Yogurts. Yokuts. Too hungry for yogurts, that's what it is. English Mexico. Antilles is La Juana. That's pretty cool. New Granada. And there we go. Oh, I didn't even notice. How did Rio de Plata lose? Okay, Rio de Plata is independent. They're not a real country, I guess. So they don't have their own flag or anything. But they are independent and allied to Brazil, who is now an independent nation. That's pretty interesting. I'm excited for this. Obviously, I don't think they'll do much to Spain or anyone around them. So maybe curb my enthusiasm there a little bit, but they have got like the top tech levels, so they could do anything. They have a good amount of soldiers, so this could be quite interesting to see where Brazil ends up. They are not a great power by any means, but that is certainly a big blow to Portugal. I don't know whereabouts in the sort of development. Okay, I'll go over these wars in just a sec. That's quite a big one in Europe as well. Development, I don't know whereabouts that would put Brazil. Probably on the first page. Portugal here with 395, so no, maybe not. New Spain, no, where is Brazil? Revolutionary Sweden, New Granada, so a few Spanish colonies, but Brazil is up there at 306 developments, certainly not bad. Yeah, and they're not too bad on technologies either. They're actually quite far ahead of these, the greatest powers in the world. So that's pretty good for Brazil. 1 second, guys. Okay, I'll probably forget to cut that out, but hopefully I do remember. I'll mark it on my schedule to say that I need to do something. We weren't hit by lightning, it's good. I just had to put my sign up so no one would come into my room while I was recording the video. Just had people in the corridor. I was like, if I put my sign up, looked, and no, it was sat right next to me. So that's not good. Brazil. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Brazil getting their independence, the first North American. I don't know if the others are strong enough. It wouldn't surprise me if 13 colonies and Newfoundland could do it against England. They're not particularly super scary in this game. I feel like France has got it covered. They seem to not be, they're not ever involved in anything. Oh, I didn't look at the wars. Let's have a quick look at this war tab. Current wars. What do we got then? Spain versus Aceh, Patani and Banjar. That's over in Indonesia. So Spain's losing now, but they'll turn it around probably. Spanish La Plata. Wait, is there two Spanish La Plata? Oh no, there's Spanish La Plata and then there's Portuguese Rio de Plata. Okay, that confused me even more. Okay, but the big ones here, there was a Russian one against someone and it ended before I could click on it. I think it was definitely against Khiva, I think. Or maybe someone in this region. But yeah, Russia did have a quick war that came to an end. Sorry, I missed that before it ended. But they must have been pretty small for it to be over already and for them to be gone. Prussia attacked Denmark. Prussia called in Arnholt, Hesse, and Mecklenburg. Denmark called in Oyo, Dagbon, and Kong. I don't know why Denmark is allied to a load of West African nations. Oh, they have a colony here. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. I mean, not much sense, but a little bit more. But it does mean Denmark is probably going to lose this war, sadly. That is what it means, really. Denmark's just not really got a chance. It's kind of sad for them, but, you know, it's the way it is, I guess. These guys have got a very creative flag, Würzburg. I swear it wasn't that, like, this wasn't the flag they normally have. I don't know, but it looks pretty good. Maybe it's a different Würzburg, I don't know. But it is very cool. Gotta appreciate that. Yeah, the Ottomans cleared up their rebels. Very sad times. No Mamluks appearing just yet. Algerian peasants, not great, but again, they are about to be integrated. 47% Tunis at 59. I mean, integrating two at once is probably not a good idea, but I don't know. The Ottomans are more than big enough for it to be not a problem. Okay, Prussia losing at the moment to Denmark, which is sort of unimaginable, but okay. I mean, Denmark's pretty strong. I guess they have a chance, but I think over time Prussia will make some progress. This stack's doing. Once this fort is sieged out, that's probably Prussia winning at that point. Austria's pretty close to getting to 50 imperial authority. They're not far off. Prussia's just voting for themselves, so is Bavaria. Fair enough. The next emperor is at the moment set to be one of Bavaria or Ansbach. Is that who this is? Yeah, I'm happy with that guess. That was pretty sweet. Just randomly guessing a flag. That shows I'm learning. Anything else new? A few wars between places, not particularly big countries, and I have no idea where most of them are, so we're all good by name anyway. This is a mess, but Spain is here. This is why they're sort of struggling so far, because Aceh have managed to come grab some of their stuff in the Philippines. But yeah, I'm sure Spain will show up. We'll show up at some point and conquer this. Yeah, speaking of the devil, there you go. They just showed up right there. The Kaimer doing pretty well, which is pretty cool. Obviously familiar with them from Civ 6. Anyone else in here? Dai Viet, Tonkin, Lan, Zhang, and Taungu still here. I'd love to see one of these guys maybe consolidate a bit more strength, but it's pretty cool. Brunei, they're always really strong. Keep an eye out for them. Absolutely wrecked me when I was playing as Japan. I will never forget. Japan still has not got these last two. I don't know if they'll go after them or not. They are allied, so they might just let them be. They haven't really gone to war with Qing either, so that has been a fairly peaceful time since then. The Omani separatists have not died yet, but they haven't also been stopped, and they haven't succeeded either. Prussia, yeah, now Prussia's certainly beating Denmark. Big war in Western Africa there at the bottom with Yao, Air, Kano, Katsina up against Kanembornu, Fezzan, and Hausa. Yeah, that's quite a few. Almost everyone's involved in that one. How is Denmark still winning? What? Denmark looks like they're getting crushed. I guess maybe they've sieged out some of the others. I don't know. Oh, Oldenburg's been sieged out. That's probably why. But yeah, that doesn't really make sense. I mean, obviously it's hard to get to here. According to this, it's open. But I think if you actually went there, it wouldn't be open. Kind of thing. More revolutionaries, this time in Saxony. Again, don't know if you can get a revolutionary Saxony. It would be pretty cool if you could, but I don't think that will happen. Oh, more rebel. They're everywhere. Portuguese noble rebels, Spanish noble rebels, Algerian peasants. Just all over the map, different rebels. There's more rebels than wars in this game so far. Florida's looking bigger, taking more of this area. New Spain, Spanish California. Crazy stuff going on over here. Ooh, what's this? Oh, that's part of Brazil. I don't know if they're colonizing that or they have it already. Nope, Brazil just decided to screw all this area here and go for this area. It's like they're asking for a war with Spain, isn't it? They're just ready for it. But it's cool they have colonists, which means they can get some of this stuff, and they're getting some of the wasteland too, which makes the borders look nice. It's nice when all the gaps fill up. Not too many left in this part of the world, a few more up this way, and there's a fair few across Africa still. It might take a lot longer. all the sort of Europeans arriving in South Africa now. You've got the Netherlands, France, Portugal, Spain, and England down here. So maybe that will trigger some wars up in Europe later in the game. Okay, Prussia's having more success now, and it's certainly... Nope, 0 war score. What? It looks they should be winning, but whatever. Also, I don't know how they've managed to get their troops over here. They don't even have that many boats. I'm so lost. Denmark has like complete naval dominance. I don't know how Prussia got over there. I don't think Prussia has like 5 boats. What? They don't even have any transports. I don't know how they've done that, but fair enough. Whatever. Tunis on their way to being integrated. 58. So that's actually gone backwards. So that isn't making progress. And Algiers is currently at 46. Yeah, both of those have managed to go backwards. So don't hold your horses, or I don't know, do hold the horses on the Ottoman integration party. Isn't happening just yet. Still no new... Whoa, there was the lightning. Finally turned up. Saw the flash. How is Russia the only one without... Well, the Ottomans as well have got one institution to go. I don't know how Russia has not got them. Like Qing and the Mughals have. Crazy stuff, but there you go. Yeah, but at the moment it's Spain leading. I mean, at least it gives us a good list now. They're all pretty close to accurate. We know what the final sort of list will look like. It's probably not going to change that much, I'm afraid, from this 8. You know, because as I said, wars don't actually change a lot in one go unless there's lots of people ganging up on some. Portugal is going completely sieged out again. The background: Spain, Qing, Mughals, Ottomans, France, England, Russia, Austria. But Russia would shoot up a lot higher if they embrace everything, probably into 3rd. Although, that said, the Ottomans will go high. That is some loud rain. Portuguese noble rebels. I don't know what noble rebels do, but they are probably going to achieve their demands based on this. Will they convert it back to a monarchy? Yes. Well, no, it's already converted back to a monarchy. Portugal is in collapse, and now Portuguese Australia is fighting an independence war against Portugal and some of their friends from Africa there. We'll see how that goes for them. Be pretty cool if Australia get their independence. I think Portuguese Australia is pretty big at this point. Like, these guys getting free reign to go and colonise and do stuff in this region would actually be really interesting to see what happens. I assume they'd have max technology as well. And maybe they'd ally the Brazilians and the Rio de Prata. Like, they were literally against them. You may as well have joined with them. What are you doing? Why didn't you just join on their side? Didn't really make sense. But there you go. Russia now with the next civ dealing with rebels. Persia as well has been struggling with these for a while. But yeah, I don't know what these noble rebels would do. I thought maybe they'd flip it back to a monarchy, but looking at it, that's already happened somehow. So yeah, a lot of governmental instability in Portugal. Prussia with 6 war score against Denmark. It feels like they should have a lot more, but I don't know. I guess maybe not. And there's a small war within the HRE as well. A couple of one province miners having a bit of a fight. Okay, the microphone's not picking it up. I was wondering, could you hear that? There's some crazy rain. This is like the sort of stuff you see in documentaries about like the Amazon rainforest. It's like sunny and cloudy. That is the perfect weather for thunderstorms. Maybe I should become a vlogger. There we go. Geo Vlogs 99. We'll get it started. 3rd channel. On that note, 2nd channel will be coming back next week. Hopefully I'm going to be playing City Skylines if it works. Don't get any hopes up too high, but hopefully I'll be playing City Skylines. And then according to the vote, I was surprised with the results, although I didn't actually put that many games in, sort of more open to suggestions. I might just be doing some other like fun gaming sessions and putting in some highlights, or just, you know, recordings of games I play and stuff, and just having some fun over there. It'll probably be 3 days a week, like posting half an hour or an hour videos. If you're interested in seeing more from me, but yeah, that's next week on Monday. I'll be back. France versus Cayenne, Cree, and Arapo. So more tribes in trouble. Looking so far so good for Portuguese Australia. Obviously, the longer Portugal is sieged out, the better for them. Obviously, I don't really know if Portuguese Australia can actually do much. I don't think they can leave Australia, but they will probably have a ticking war score. So there's a good chance they can win this just through time if Portugal doesn't come over to do anything about it. Qing look like they've grown. but I don't, maybe not, but they look like they've grown or something's changed up here, but I don't know what it is. Probably nothing. Just looks like it for some reason. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.